So welcome to this week's video. It's a little project that I'm running for January. I've decided to try and catch the Hawfinch. So I've been looking on the bird guides app and sort of Facebook pages, and I can trying to figure out hopefully a place where I could spot them relatively local. So it's come down to two venues. The first is in the Kennet Valley at Aldermaston Church. So I've initially gone there. And then the second venue that I've identified is here in the Tez Valley. Lovely, lovely place. Been here before. Again, another church. I'm assuming it's because you've got the age of the trees, very much established trees. Yew trees, I think, could be their favourite. I don't know. So, fingers crossed. Let's see what comes. A really cold winter's morning with the temperature dipping to -7 overnight meant on my arrival I was met with this picturesque scene. Waiting patiently for the Hawfinch, this Mistle thrush entertained, sort of moving back and forth among the branches of this tall tree, feeding occasionally on the mistletoe. The largest of our native songbirds, unfortunately, are in a sort of serious decline in the UK, being on the conservation red list. But in the autumn and winter, two other members of the thrush family visit the fieldfare, and here you can see the redwing, often found in sort of sizable flocks. A group of around 15 sort of swept across the churchyard, with these three landing for the briefest of moments before rejoining their flock on their nomadic search for fruit-laden trees, bushes and shrubs. This nuthatch was ever present, climbing down the tree, typically head first, looking for food. Whilst waiting, my mind cast back to this time last year when this small churchyard and the mistletoe attracted a flock of waxwings. I remember the mistle thrush working in vain to protect the fruit from these foreign invaders. Whilst walking around the perimeter of the church, I suddenly spotted two finches landing high up in the top of the tree. And finally, my patience had paid off with a clear view of this Hawfinch. Unfortunately, that brief visit was not repeated, but capturing that clip sort of spurred me on to visit the second venue. A larger churchyard with a sort of more rural location close to the Test, with a lovely circular walk. As soon as I left the car, I could hear the Hawfinch, but locating them, well, that was a challenge. I think the best time to try and see them is in the winter, when the numbers are increased with an influx from Northern Europe. The largest UK finch, and as you can see, with a huge bill for cracking hard stone fruit. Yet another bird on the red list due to recent breeding decline. The Hawfinch were constantly moving around the church towards the river and then back again. Initially in sort of small groups, accompanied by greenfinches and redwings. As the afternoon drew on, the numbers gradually increased. was nice to see that they were occasionally accompanied with quite a reasonable flock of greenfinches. The number of greenfinches declining over the recent years with an outbreak of a parasite-induced disease, and the advice is to help stop the spread of this disease. It's recommended to clean any bird feeders that you have pretty regularly. Unfortunately, the views were always at distance and always high up in the branches. We're trying to pick them out in little gaps. I must admit, it's quite a frustrating bird. Although I had to be pleased that I found them, I was really sort of hoping that they would come down and feed, or at least be just that little bit closer. I guess my challenge for the future is to try and get them just that little bit closer. But that's for another time. For the moment, seeing these lovely birds, that was just amazing. Well, that's it. That's the last of the coffee, and we're really starting to lose the light. It's become pretty overcast, so I think that's going to call it a day for me. Of the 2 days, I think at Aldermaston, the highlight was that glorious frosty dawn, and then just seeing a quick glimpse of the Hawfinch. Here, there's been certainly more Hawfinch. Love the venue with the test running through a lovely, lovely church. Just a little bit more picturesque, I believe, and a lot more quieter and more peaceful. I think the largest number I saw was about 14. The downside was quite high up, and yeah, the background was not ideal. But I'm really pleased overall. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. And as always, it'd be great for you to join me in the next one.